To become a scout in NBA is a little bit different now than it used to be 20 years ago. I'm talking from that distance. 20 years ago, you need to be people from basketball. You need to be a person who knows a little bit more about the game and even more about the players, their potential, their capacity, to have them intels and to have a projection. Now, with more analytics, basketball change and numbers talks more than personality, which I think it's a normally tendency in the whole world. But still, looking for potential, you first look for the whole capacity of the player. You need to look for not only for a talent, but also for working habits. And you need to make a projection, which is the most difficult, how far somebody can go. How far can goes depends also where he goes, how much chance he will get, how he will accept the culture, and how he will accept the game. Because at the end, the downline is that, as we know as well, game in NBA is not the same like game in Europe, or let's say like international game, and it takes some period. A lot of players has a potential, has a talent, went in NBA, didn't make that success which they potentially had or can have in Europe. And that's also one of the dangerous things which this job as a scout take with you, because you never know what will happen next day. And on the other side, that's a kind of responsibility, but also it's a pleasure to see when somebody becomes from the low level, high expected player, MVP of, let's say, NBA, and not coming from US. Mali Kalemegdan 2, historic place of Red Star. The house, the building, I think if the walls can talk, they will say much more through this history and those almost 80 years, what happened here. Several moments were in part of my life, let's say, at the beginning. I remember once coming here to the Red Star for the first time. I saw a big line, which was the tram tracks, people waiting in line. I asked what those people are doing in Kalemegdan. They said they're waiting to buy tickets. To buy tickets, you are waiting in line for 4 or 5 hours. That's one part. Second part is that the playgrounds were the life of this city, not only about basketball, but also about different social activities, which brings people to be a part of that. And I think those two combinations were the most important to stay long, to be historically, and to be transferred from a generation to the generation. That spirit which was built in 1945, rebuilt through the centuries. To be part of Red Star, it's something special. It's very difficult to explain that in a short period of time. It's more passion, it's more emotional, it's more, how can I say, part of a life. And as I said before, part of tradition. Red Star is something which belongs to a lot of people on a lot of different ways. But when you come once, you become always the member of the family. It's difficult to come, but it's also very difficult to get out of that circle. To have a chance to talk about Red Star and history, it's a big privilege, and it's very difficult for me to find the right words, and also not to forget something important. But I think the years, how long it stay, and from 1945 when it was founded, talks a lot about the people, generations, results, and potential which this organization had and will have in the future.